Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to go ahead and talk about the newest episode of And Just Like That. You know, this episode was cute or whatever. I'm not mad at it. Was it as entertaining as the last episode? No, last week's episode. Really, I thought last week's episode was great. Um, this episode was cute, but not like last week's episode. Anyways, let's just talk. Not in any particular order. We're just gonna talk, okay? I do want to start off by saying this. So at the beginning of the episode, they showed Carrie just tipping around the house, just tipping and tapping, tipping and tapping, and tipping and tipping and tipping and tipping, tip on hardwood floors, 10 across the board. Cause shout out to Beyonce Heated. So Carrie was tipping on hardwood floors around her. We're gonna get to what is that? What does Carrie live in? That's the question. I know the show is fictional, but we're gonna talk about it like it's actually happening. What's the opposite of fiction? Um, what's the opposite of fiction? What's the opposite of fiction when it's not fiction? No, I can't remember what's the opposite of fiction. It's fiction and what's the opposite of fiction stories? Fiction stories and hold on, because I have to know. Nonfiction. Oh, fiction and nonfiction. So anyways, I know that this is fiction. Um, However, we're gonna speak about it like it's nonfiction, okay? So Carrie is tipping around on hardwood floors with her shoes on. I had such a moment of nostalgia that just swept over me. One of my favorite movies of all time is called The Devil Wears Prada. It has been announced that there will be a Devil Wears Prada 2. I think it may be coming out next year, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. But anyways, one of my favorite movies is called The Devil Wears Prada. And when Carrie was walking around her place, it reminded me of a scene from Devil Wears Prada when Miranda, she would walk into the office and she would always throw her, she would always throw her coat and her handbag on either Andrea's desk. You really was Andrea. Then when she stopped liking Emily, she started doing it to Emily. Um, did she ever like Emily? Hello. Um, so it kind of reminded me of that scene from The Devil Wears Prada.
Reviews, my friend. Do you know it's delivered today? Close enough. Where is everyone? Why is no one supposed to work on it?
So this is the question that I have. Does Carrie live in a home or an apartment? I just assumed it was a townhouse. So I was confused. And later in the episode, Sema mentioned this to Carrie. So basically, Carrie has someone who lives underneath her. So it's like an apartment. I was like, what? I thought this was. Girl, I don't know how y'all stuff is set up in New York City. Girl, I ain't never seen. Girl, we would call that a basement. Okay? Girl, the guest house, the basement, but it just wouldn't be a place that you purchased. Maybe I'm out of the loop and I just don't know because I've never purchased a home before. But I don't recall seeing those type of setups anywhere where I live. Girl, if that was a setup that way, girl, that's your spot too. Ain't no somebody stay there 6 months out of the year. No, girl, if you bought the bottom, if you bought the top, you bought the bottom. The bottom comes with the top. So I was a tad bit confused on Carrie's setup, and I guess that's how it is in New York, right? So I guess Carrie lives, that would be considered an apartment, right? Just a big apartment. I don't know what Carrie lives, but I don't understand the setup. It's weird to me, but I feel like that's how it really is in New York. For the girls who live in New York or a place that's like New York, let me know if that's really how it's set up. Would you purchase a home the size that Carrie lives in, and and it still just be considered an apartment. Because something that size, but I guess y'all have I guess so, because you know what? I'm thinking about it now, because in New York, y'all do have, because y'all have like apartments and like townhomes. So I guess you could buy an apartment that big. Yeah, never mind. I guess I just assumed the way that it looked from the outside that it was just a townhome. I didn't think about it being like something that could be considered an apartment because of the way that it was, the aesthetic of the address of the home. Because when I think of apartment, I don't think of that. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so whatever it is, however, whatever's going on, Carrie has it's a man named Duncan. His name Duncan. I think his name is Duncan Reeves. He's a writer. He lives in London for 6 months. And then he comes to New York for six months. He only comes to New York to work. That's it. He does not fraternize. He does not go out for dinner. He does not. He doesn't do anything. He literally just flies to New York to lock himself in his apartment, and he just writes for 6 months. And he pretty much lives off of just cooking stew. That's it. So anyways, Carrie is tipping around and he is trying to get some sleep. She saw him when he came home. She was looking out the window. He's a handsome, I'm not gonna lie, he's a handsome white man. He's very handsome. I said, oh, okay, come on, Mr. White Man. So he's a handsome white man. Carrie saw him when he first arrived. He can't get any sleep. He walks up the back. And another thing too. Okay, so listen to this. So like Carrie, the backyard. Carrie is doing the whole backyard, right? But the person who lives underneath her, also is going to benefit from the upgrade that Carrie has done to the backyard. So so is she responsible for paying the entire bill since she wants to, redo the garden? You see what I'm saying? Like, how does that stuff work? Because if I did all of this, you can't come in my backyard. Girl, I don't even know you. I don't know. I guess, girl, it's confusing to me. I don't know how y'all live in New York. Anyway, so he comes and he knocks on Carrie's door, and he is not here for Carrie. He's not here for Carrie. He doesn't understand why she's walking with heels on across the whole house. I'm trying to understand why that house, why that ceiling, girl. When I tell you, girl, that ceiling ain't nothing but a little piece of paper. Even with Carrie walking on heels, it should not be that loud. Girl, I don't know what y'all be living. Girl, what do y'all live in New York? Yeah. Even with Carrie having heels on, it's that loud. Anyways, I know it's a TV show, girl. We're just gonna go with it. She has she has lunch with the girls, Sema, Miranda, and Charlotte, and she's telling them about the neighbor. They're like, Charlotte is telling her, girl, it's kind of like it's not sanitary to just walk around your house with your shoes on. I'm not gonna lie, I don't take my shoes off every time I walk into my home. Especially if I have on tennis shoes, I will walk past, come sit on the couch, take my tennis shoes off. If I have on little slides or something, then I'll probably just sit them by the door and put my house shoes on. But I was thinking, girl, New York is a whole different type of beast. Girl. And New York is not, shout out to the girls and boys who live in New York. No, I'm out there not gender conforming. But New York is not the cleanest. I remember, I'll say this. One time, me, my sister, and my brother in law went to New York. And my sister had on a jumpsuit and some sandals. And we were just walking around. Um, we stay like near Times Square. I hate the tourist area. I hate the tourist area. I hate, hate, hate. I do not like staying anywhere near Times Square when I go to New York. Anyways, so we were walking near like Times Square, and my sister just happened to look at. She had like her jumpsuit had like big, like the legs were like a wide leg, and she just happened to look down at her feet. When I tell you, girl, her feet were like completely black. So, girl, she was disgusted. She was pissed. Girl, we had to stop by Walgreens. Girl, go on the inside. Girl, get some napkins. Girl, get bottles of water because my sister was not gonna keep walking around with black feet. Then we eventually ended up going home and she put some tennis shoes on. We're going back to the hotel and she put some tennis shoes on. But I'm just telling that story just to say how dirty those New York streets can be to the point where my sister had on sandals and she looked down and her feet were absolutely black, like the color of this hat black. It was a mess. Anyway, so for Carrie to be walking around her house all willy nilly, girl, should have walked in the house, stepped on, girl, probably stepped on rat shit, dead rats, dirt, piss, shit. Mm-mm. Um, so Charlotte and Carrie, after lunch, Charlotte and Carrie are walking down the street and she asks about Aiden. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me, sorry. She asks about Aiden and she basically tells Charlotte that she's more realistic about the situation now since she has, went to visit. They love each other, but it can't be an everyday. But he can't be an everyday fella right now. Girl, I guess, girl. I just, I don't think, girl. We just talking. I don't think that it's smart for anybody to wait around. But there's no way in hell I would sit around and wait in my 50s. Girl, time is ticking. Okay, time is ticking, girl. We ain't got that long on this earth. There's no way I would be sitting around in my 50s. I think Carrie is 50 on the show. But however old she is, there's no way I would be that big ass age sitting around waiting for a man. Girl, I wouldn't do it if I was 21. But it's just something about like, girl, you really just like, you want to be in a relationship. Clearly, Carrie wants to be in a relationship. And girl, you just wasting time just sitting around waiting on Aiden. Like I don't know. Like I don't. It's not cute to be 50 and dumb as hell. There's nothing cute about being 50 years old, being stupid in love, waiting for a man because he's over there raising, girl, the next Columbine shooter, girl, the next MAGA supporter, because you know that's what it's giving. It's giving MAGA supporter, make America great again, dressed in all black, walking to a high school, girl, shooting up everybody. That's what Wyatt gives me. Just a nutcase, girl. Anyway, shout out to Carrie though, baby. Harry and Charlotte. So let's just talk about Harry and Charlotte. Harry takes Charlotte on a walk, and baby, he tells her he has prostate cancer. That's why he can't get hard. He been having a look. It's been a little flaccid. It's been a Charlotte been over there having a tug and pull. Girl, bop it, tug it, pull it. He can't get it. He can't get an erection. And he also has urinated on himself one night they were at a club and he couldn't pull his pants down fast enough. Now it's making sense because it's like even though Harry is old, but Harry not old enough to be pissing on himself. Girl, girl, you pissing on yourself in the club? Like, you know what I'm saying? Um, so he tells Charlotte that he has cancer, but he tells her, don't tell anybody, not the kids, not any of the friends, because, and I understand, he doesn't want to be known as a guy with cancer. Every time he comes around, everybody's going to be thinking, oh, how does he feel? Does he feel okay? Oh my God, I feel so sorry for him. So I get it. Do y'all think he's wrong for not telling the kids, though? Or do y'all think that they are wrong? Well, Charlotte is honoring his wishes. Do y'all think that Charlotte and Harry are wrong for not? Well, not Charlotte. Do you think Harry is wrong for not wanting to tell the kids? Baby, let me tell you something, baby. Look, Lily, baby, girl, let me tell you something. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, girl. Y'all can take this. Y'all can take this how y'all want to take it. Girl, one of your kids is non-binary. Girl, they don't even go by the name that you gave them. They go by Rock. Girl, your other daughter, she around here, girl, messing with some nigga who got a boyfriend on the weekends. Girl, so y'all try to hide stuff from them as if the girl they already are big participants in the way that this world works. You got a non-binary child and a child who is in a poly relationship, and not a child, girl, two high school students. So at this point, what y'all trying to hide from them? Girl, you don't think they're gonna understand? Like, you don't think they're gonna understand? Girl, Rock walking around here, the girl, okay, living their best life. You got Lily around here, girl, being open minded, talking about, girl, my man got a boyfriend. Girl, what? That pile of shit wouldn't have went for me. Do y'all think? Let me ask y'all a question. Again, I know this is fiction, but we're gonna act like it's not. Do y'all think that Charlotte and Harry feel like they have to be supportive of Lily and the life that she's living right now because they were supportive of Rock? Do y'all think that? Because see, I'm just gonna say it. If my child was like Rock, I would be supportive as best as I could, right? I will allow them to live their truth, right? And if anybody say something to you, girl, call me and I'm gonna fuck them up at that high school, right? But I don't know if I would be as open if my child came to me talking about, girl, my boyfriend got a boyfriend, or my boyfriend got a girlfriend, or my boyfriend got a girl, you know, got another person. I wouldn't care. I would have looked at Lily like she lost her goddamn mind and looked at that nigga like he lost his goddamn mind. I don't know what y'all think y'all got going on over here. Girl, you are not about to be in a poly relationship at 17 years old or 16, however old Lily is. Now you're over here competing with a nickel. She didn't want to go. So basically Charlotte and Harry are going camping, glamping, not camping. They're going glamping with Lisa and her husband. She don't want to go glamping. Lily doesn't want to go glamping because she says that if she goes glamping with them, then her boyfriend's boyfriend, is going to be able to hang out with the boyfriend twice. They basically have to split up their time with the boyfriend. Girl, girl. I see y'all good. That household is super aggressive for me. Some shit I'm just not going for. Remember the first season when not Charlotte, what's the bitch name? The one with the red hair. Oh, I forgot that whole name. I don't know her name. Miranda. Girl, so remember when Miranda was in the house with Steve and they son was right next door, like right behind it, well in the next room, girl just having sex, bed just banging against the wall. I said, girl, y'all be letting y'all kids fuck in the house? Girl, we had to sneak and get booty in the woods. Well, not me. I wasn't having sex in high school. That was y'all. Girl, that was y'all fast asses. Okay, baby. I just started having sex when I was 25. So, not me. Y'all. Okay? Be very clear. Yeah. But girl, remember when y'all had to sneak and have sex in the woods, girl, behind the bleachers at school, right? When your mama and daddy wasn't home? Girl, now y'all just let y'all kids just have sex, girl, in their bedroom next door. All you hear is like a bed banging against the wall. Y'all be like, y'all kids have sex at the house when y'all there. I'm not judging, but I'm judging. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not judging, but I'm judging. I'm not judging. Um, so Sema, is trying to do her own thing, but she cannot get a loan. She went to try to get a business loan, and they eventually end up denying her. Which that sucks for Sema. I feel like, can I say something? I don't know why I feel like they're not doing enough to make me be interested enough in Sema. They're not. I feel like Sema is getting lost. Hopefully, so in this episode, we're going to get into it. Miranda, she's going to look for Miranda a place. So hopefully, with this new storyline with Miranda and Sema, hopefully that can make her more, her character more interesting. Because right now, I don't really. Sema is cool, but it's like if she there, she there. If she not, she's not. If that makes sense. Um. So Carrie takes her neighbor a gift basket. Just kind of as a girl, just a gift basket. Girl, shout out to one of the cousins. So I try to read as many comments as I can. One of the cousins said the other day that they were cooking something, 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 and something. All I remember was them saying that they were going to have a glass of Earl tea. Not that, no, I'm sorry, I just hold the lie. They said they're going to have a glass of Earl Grey. That's what they said, and I thought it was alcohol. And I was like, oh, that's the food sounded good. Whatever she said, or they said that they were making. So when they said Earl Grey, I was like, oh, is that alcohol? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, let me Google what Earl Grey is because I really didn't know. Google is your friend. Okay. So I was like, I'll put in Earl Grey. So Earl Grey some tea. So shout out to the cousin who was having some Earl Grey tea. And so it just reminded me of the comment because Carrie, in a part of the gift basket, she gave him some Earl Grey tea. Yes, Earl Grey. They just said Earl Grey in the comments. But Earl Grey, I think Earl Grey, it could be a plethora of things, but I know it's tea. So, anyways, so she's giving him the gift basket. He's just grouchy, mean girl, kind of fine. You know, he kind of like I said, he kind of fine white man. Um, he girl, he ordered girl, he ordered that bitch some bitch. Why he ought carry some slippers from Amazon? Carrie got that bag. Bitch, Carrie got that bag. And he was like, "Oh, I have something for you too." So he went over to the counter, got the bag, handed it to her. She reaches in the bag and pulls out some pink slippers. And she looked. She was like, I don't realize Carrie actually made me laugh probably about 4 or 5 times this episode. Carrie is actually kind of funny. So she reached in the bag and then she looked and then she put it back in the bag and then she just politely set it on the counter. That's so funny to me. And then she politely set it on the counter. And then she was like, I'm allergic to that. And then he was like, you're allergic to what? She was like, whatever that is. She said, whatever that is in the bag. I don't know why I thought that was so funny. Carrie had me giggling this episode. Anyways, so girl, he got an attitude because he's like the people in the morning when they come and they're doing the garden, they're making a lot of noise. And Carrie was over it. Carrie was like, baby, basically, bitch, you live in New York City, girl, it's gonna be noise. Get over it. She just walked out. Carrie really is trying to be nice. And because Carrie doesn't have any rugs on her floor, I guess because she's a hill girl. Um, so it's just a mess, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So Miranda is kind of selfish in a way. Miranda's kind of selfish to me. So Miranda is staying in an Airbnb, right? Um, One of her neighbors plays rock music, heavy metal music all the time. She has been sliding notes under the door, but he'll turn it off and then it'll be back to his normal the next day. So she was getting in contact with the Airbnb owner. The Airbnb owner is not supposed to be letting people stay at his. He's not supposed to be doing Airbnb, so he really can't say anything to him because then it could just escalate to a whole other situation. So now Miranda is basically effed. So she slides another note under the door. Baby, why this white naked man, open up the door with a butcher knife and basically told her, girl, you slide another note under my door, girl, I'm gonna cut you. Babe, I would have got my shit. So the next day, so she was on the phone with Carrie when she was telling her when she got the email from the Airbnb owner saying that he can't do anything about it because she really not supposed to be her ass there anyways. So Carrie had offered her, she was like, oh girl, I'd be forgetting I have all these extra rooms now. She was like, just come and stay with me. And Miranda didn't want to go stay with her because she wants her own space. But when that happened, girl, Miranda went to her house the next day. I said, hello, girl. Miranda, we're just going to get Miranda and Carrie out of the way. So she was going over to Joy's house. I think that's her name. She was going to spend the night. So she was trying to make sure the outfit that she wore, girl, I fucked around. I'm about to tell y'all that story another day, girl. When I had to do a walk of shame. Girl, this is when I went to Atlanta for Pride. This was years ago. This is like in my 20s. And girl, this guy I had met, we had already been conversing like online. And so, anyways, when I finally got to Atlanta, he came and picked me up from the club, and I spent the night at his house. And the next day, you could tell I still had my club clothes on. Baby, you can tell I still had my club clothes on, baby. And girl, everybody was getting good, baby. Everybody was outside getting ready to go to brunch, and I'm just walking up to the hotel, girl, embarrassing shit. I said I was gonna tell you the story another day, but I guess I just told it. So I know all about the walk of shame. So she was basically trying to find an outfit that wouldn't be so apparent that she had just come from somebody's house. So she wanted to make sure it was cute, you know, for Joy. And then also, you know, when she was coming home the next day, girl, when she had the same thing on, it wouldn't be so, oh, girl, she's just doing a walk of shame. So, anyways, what was I about to say? Oh, Carrie lets her borrow a scarf to kind of, you know, give it a little, you know, pizzazz. She ends up going over to Joy's house, but the dogs that Joy has, I think her name is Joy. The dogs that Joy, you know, every time I watch it, just like that, I want to move to New York City. Oh, I do. Every time I watch it, just like that, I want to move to New York City. I really, really do. As soon as I get the money and I can live the way I want to live, I'm gone. I really am. I really want to move. I really want to live in New York City just for like 2 or 3 years, just to get it out of my system. I think it will be so fun. But I want to live in a cute apartment because I already know I'm going to have to more than likely downsize. But this apartment is already small enough as it is. There's only 600 something square feet. So wherever I live, I'm more than likely going to have to downsize unless I just move. You know, I guess probably to Jersey somewhere. But if I move to New York, I want to move. I want to move to New York. I want to be dab smack in the middle, baby. Sorry, y'all. I think I got ADHD, girl. I think it's kicking in. I don't know what's going on, girl. I'll be all over the place. Anyways, so um, so Miranda was supposed to stay at Joy's house. Well, she couldn't because the dogs were like barking and making noises all night. So she just came back home. So in the middle of the night, Carrie didn't know that Miranda was there. I guess Miranda was coming from the bathroom. When I tell you, Miranda was butt ass naked. We seen Miranda naked before on was it the movie? Remember when she was having sex with Steve? I think it was a movie, but this was like fully naked. Anyways, um, oh, back to Miranda and Carrie. So Miranda's kind of selfish. So the next day, um, Carrie wakes up. You know, Carrie is a woman of a particular age now. She just can't wake up and smoke a cigarette for breakfast. Girl, we got to try to take care of ourselves, right? So Carrie wakes up. She's gonna have a banana and yogurt. Girl, she walks in the kitchen. Girl, Miranda is sitting down eating the last yogurt. So Carrie is like, girl, is that the last yogurt? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, when did you start eating yogurt? She was like, when I turned 50. Girl. And so then she was looking for the banana. She was like, did you eat the banana? She was like, yeah, when did you start eating bananas? Girl. She was like, I just remember we used to have a cigarette for breakfast. She was like, what did she say? That sounds so good right now. Something like that. Um, Miranda said she thought that they were just there just as like for something to have in the refrigerator. Girl, what, Miranda? That don't even. I do stuff like that just in case my nieces come over. So like sometimes I will buy things that are there that are not necessarily something that I might eat, but if they come over, I have something for them. You know what I'm saying? Who the hell, girl? Who the hell? Why would Carrie be needing to buy just random yogurt and bananas? Oh, girl, like I still have apple juice in my refrigerator. God, I need to see the apple juice. It's still good. I think it should be. The apple juice been in there for about 3 months. Girl, but girl, you know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I was like, girl, she's kind of selfish. And then later in the episode, I'm getting ahead of myself. Carrie got the table. Aiden bought her the table, right? You know, she wanted the table. I thought it was a coffee table, but it was a dining room table. Um, and when she went to buy it, it was sold out. Well, come to find out, Aiden purchased the table for her because that table was like $7,000. That still don't make up for the fact that, girl, you need to leave Aiden alone. Girl, send him his money. Girl, Carrie, send him his money, the shipping fee, girl, and then tell him, girl, good luck in life. You got too much going on, and I don't trust your son peeping through the window and shit, looking at me while I'm sleeping. Mm-mm. So she comes to show Sema. So Sema comes over to see the table. They walk into the house, and Miranda's at the table doing work. She got shit everywhere, paper, food. So Carrie is like, girl, like like this is my brand new table, and you got shit everywhere. So Carrie actually, so Miranda is drinking a Coke. She had some Mexican food, and so she wanted a Mexican Coke, and that was the last Mexican Coke in the refrigerator. So Carrie, it was doing something. Her hand swung and it hit the Coke. So then the Coke hits the table. The Coke flies everywhere. Then they're trying to hurry up and clean it up. Carrie is grabbing papers, but it's actually the paper that Miranda needs for work. And then she's like, "Oh my god!" And then Miranda grabs a scarf that Carrie let her borrow to go over to Joy's house, and she's like, "No, not don't use my scarf." She was like, "I thought you just said it was any old thing." She was like, "Girl, not to be cleaning up coke, bro." So, anyways, it was just a mess. And then they didn't say it. I'm glad they came to the conclusion, as friends and with love, like, baby, this is not gonna work out. Like, I need my own space. You need your own space. And so Miranda had asked Carrie earlier in the episode to ask Sema to find her a place to stay, and Carrie was like, She was like, I don't want to put my friends and then business and then y'all fall out, and then basically I'm stuck in the middle. So Carrie told her no, but then that day she changed her mind. She was like, Sema, she was like, Miranda needs you to help her find an apartment. Yeah, Sema, can you help Miranda find an apartment? Um, and so that's how it came about. But yeah, I was like, oh, girl, like, Miranda moves in a way like, girl, why would you be drinking that lady's shit? Friend or not, if I opened up the refrigerator and I saw that there was one Coke, I'm not going to take the last Coke. Now, if it was like 4 or 5, I would more than likely still not take it. I would just text my friend like, "Hey, girl, I'm gonna drink one of your Cokes. Girl, I'm gonna replace it." But if it was the last one, I wouldn't even text him to be like, "Girl, can I have your Coke?" I might, but I know I wouldn't just drink it. I'm just not gonna drink your last Coke. I'm just not gonna eat the last yogurt. I'm not gonna eat the last banana. I'm like, if I just be walking into the house, like, girl, we cool, but bitch, we ain't that cool. I'm just like, um. Anyway, so they're glamping, baby Lisa. Oh God, I forgot about Lisa, girl. Girl, so Lisa got a work crush on Marion. Is that his name? The fine black man, the editor. She don't really know anything about him. She just has a crush on. Girl, he's a fine ass black man. He fine. Okay. So when they had to go to Atlanta for it was like a turnaround trip, I believe. So they had to go to Atlanta, and on the way back, I didn't even like the way they got off that plane. So she's trying to hurry up to get to glamping because everybody else is already there. So girl, so he was sitting on the outside seat, Lisa was sitting in the middle seat. She was trying to hurry up and get her luggage because her luggage was in the back of the plane. So she's trying to get out of her seat and get to her luggage before everybody gets up. And they basically got up dick to puss. I guess I guess the other way would have been girl dick to ass. Okay, but that's how she got up. So, anyways, I was like, I was like, what? I was like, they show. I was like, I guess, girl. And so she had took a picture once she made it to glamping. I think the next day she wanted to take a picture of her family, and so after the picture, the daughter asks to see the picture. And so she gives the phone to her daughter and her son, and her husband was standing right behind them. And they swipe and they see a selfie of Lisa and her new editor, Marion. Now, this is his first time seeing him. He probably thought he was ugly or either a punk. Okay. So, girl, Herbert, I think his name is Herbert. So Herbert is like, baby, hold on. Who is this? And she was like, oh, that's my editor, that's Marion. And he was like, basically like looking like this. He called her Michael B. Handsome. And so he wanted to know if he was married. Why are y'all taking? I was wondering the same thing. Like, why the fuck y'all taking selfies like that? What, girl? And it does make it worse because he's a nice looking man. I guarantee you, if he was someone who most people probably deemed unattractive, then girl, he probably wouldn't care. But the simple fact that girl, he's not unattractive, girl, he big and fine, girl, Houston, bitch, we got a problem. Why are you taking selfies with this big ass nickel? Okay, oh fine ass. Girl, she's talking about we took a picture to send it to my second editor. I still didn't understand Lisa's explanation. I don't know what the fuck that got to do with the price of tea in China. Baby, that still don't make no sense. Why are you taking a selfie with this man, and why does your second editor need a selfie of you and this man? Somebody don't have to explain it to me because it didn't make no goddamn sense to me. Lisa would have got cursed out. Kids, go in the camp for a minute. Lisa would have got her ass cursed out. I don't know what the fuck you got going on with this nigga. Let me find out some funny shit going on. Okay? Girl, and I know some people probably thinking, girl, he got that earring dangling. Let me tell you something, girl. Mary got a hoop earring. Okay, there ain't no hoop earring, but might as well be one. Because Mary got a hoop earring. It's a little dangle, 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 dangle. Girl, I'm not really big. I'm not big into. I'm not. I just give me a little stud. Was it stud or stud? What is it called? A little, a little diamond. But I don't. I'm not really. I've never really got. I tried to at one point get into like the. Remember at one point it was a trend where you kind of have like like an earring that would dangle, and then the little, the one over here. But anyways, he has one that dangles. I said, baby, you can't even just say because he got a dangle earring that he a punk. Cause honey, baby, that dangle earring don't mean nothing. Cause baby, you got Lenny Kravitz walking around her girl with sequin tops on and girl jeggings. And girl, girl, Lenny is straight. You know, I think Lenny hasn't had sex. Lenny Kravitz hasn't had sex in like 12 years, I believe. It's been a long time. So you really can't even go by what people wear anymore. I mean, I guess you really never could, honestly, when you think about it. But I know some people think that Marion was probably gay because of that earring. But I don't that earring don't mean shit to me. But he live in New York, and girl, the girls, could be a little more, be a little bit more expressive with themselves in New York. Anyways, so I almost started. Y'all know I'm a crier. I almost started crying. Charlotte has really been like on the edge, and at one point, Harry and Lisa got into an argument. Not like a bad argument, but basically they forgot the chocolate. They were making s'mores, and Harry says that he told Lisa. Now Harry, that's what I'm saying. Not Harry. Herbert. His name Herbert. Lisa's husband. I said Harry. Harry is Charlotte's husband. So Lisa and her husband got into an argument over chocolate. Girl, girl, I would have been girl, Herbert, don't make me stop liking you. Because right now Herbert is cool. Herbert, don't be sorry. Bitch, if I'm all the way in a whole nother city, a whole nother state, why do you need to call me to get chocolate? Girl. I know it's a bodega. Ain't that what y'all call them in New York? I know it's a bodega, a Whole Foods, somewhere we can go get a few bars of Hershey's. I know it is. I know. Do they sell Hershey's at Whole Foods? I don't think they sell Hershey's at Whole Foods. Well, I know, bitch, it's a bodega somewhere. Girl, it's a store around somewhere. Don't be calling me about no chocolate, girl. So, anyways, so Charlotte is on the edge. She gets up and she yells, like, why are y'all arguing about chocolate? It could be cancer. So she's stressed out. Her Lisa is pissed off at Herbert. Girl, she pissed off at everybody. So they go to a spa, and Lisa could tell that something was wrong with Charlotte. She asked her if she wanted to talk about it. She told her no. And then Lisa put her hand on Charlotte's back. Girl, I almost lost it. I said, come on, sisterhood. I said, come on, sisterhood. Yes. And girl, they just sat there and they were just quiet. I said, girl, sometimes that's all you need. Girl, we don't need to talk about nothing, girl. Girl, you know what I'm saying? Like I thought that was very kind and It was enough. Girl, I'm here if you need me. You know what I'm saying? And girl, we don't have to talk about it. Girl, I'm the bitch. See, it's stuff like this you can learn from the shows because I probably would have been trying to make Charlotte tell me what it was. Bitch, something wrong with you. What is it? That nigga cheating on you? Well, what is it, girl? You know what I'm saying? Instead of just letting it go. Girl, just let it go. When she ready to talk, she'll talk. But girl, you got girl, sister, what do you do? Girl, I know it's something. It's the kids. Did the kids do something? Do you need me to talk to the kids? What? Something happened at work? Girl, it's his daddy. His daddy did something. Well, what he do? Somebody did something. Girl, okay. So we're gonna work on that. let shit go when your friends tell them, girl. It's all right. I'm good. I'll talk about it when I want to. Anyways, so did y'all see? It was one part where Carrie was texting Samantha. I want Samantha to come back to the show just for a little 1-2, but Samantha don't really focus. Girl, not Samantha. Girl, that's not Samantha. What's her name in real life? I forgot her name in real life, but she don't fuck with Sarah Jessica Parker at all. She don't fool with Sarah, baby. I don't know if I ever dislike a bitch that much to get in the middle of my coin, because I heard they're making a cute little coin down to the end just like that. I heard they're making a real cute coin per episode. Girl, so for her to turn down that type of coin, that means she can't stand Sarah, baby. But also, she had that. I watched it. It got canceled though. Remember, she had that one show on Netflix. It was like she was like the head of like a cosmetic line. I watched the whole series. It was like 8 or 10 episodes. I can't remember. This when I was in Galveston for a couple of days. But anyways, she was like the head of like I might go to Galveston tomorrow. That sounds real cute. Don't that sound cute? I might go to Galveston tomorrow. Anyways, but she was like the head of like a cosmetic line, and then her son was gay. It was like a real cute, campy LGBTQ type of series. Like the main character, at the end, he transitioned, or he was about to start his transition. It was cute, but it didn't get picked up. So I was thinking, like, I think this is around the time too, where she became very vocal about not really fooling with Sarah Jessica. But maybe she was already vocal and I just didn't know. What is that lady's name? Hold up, I need to know her name, girl, because it's gonna drive me crazy. And I know it's like right at the tip of my tongue too. Samantha. Let me see Samantha Jones. What's her real name? Oh, Kim Cattrall. Kim Cattrall do not fuck with Sarah Jessica Parker, baby. Hello. Anyways, um, and then she's out back. So Carrie is out back, and she's talking to the landscapers. The white man, he cute. The white man is cute. They got some cute ass white men in this show. The landscaper, he cute. The writer with his fucked up attitude, he cute. Marion, he cute. Well, Marion is black. Lisa's husband is so handsome to me. He is. Who else? Oh, Anthony's boyfriend is so cute to me. He is so cute. Anthony kind of cute too, in like a grumpy way. I think Anthony got a little cake on him. I think Anthony got a little ass on him. I said, okay, Anthony. But Anthony's boyfriend is real cute. Anyway, so Carrie is downstairs. This review is too fucking long. Carrie is downstairs, checking on the landscapers, and then, girl, long story short, because she smelled the smoke detector starts going off in Duncan's apartment. She runs in. There's a fire on the stove. They put out the fire. They go out for dinner. And they're just having conversation. He's nervous about a book that he's writing because it's his first time. I think writing a story where the main character is a woman, and then Carrie, she's writing a fiction book. So they're both basically doing something different with their writing that they've never done before. And then when she goes home, when she walks into her home, she takes off her heels. I said, "No, this bitch." I said, "Girl, you need to go fuck him, girl, and fuck Aiden, fuck Duncan, but fuck Aiden, okay?" And all that shit he got going on down there in Virginia, girl. Anyways, this review was so long. And ain't shit happened on the goddamn episode. Not for it to be this goddamn long. All right, y'all. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.